Okay, this video is called Cluster Jewels are awesome and you should use them. I'll just show you quickly how I set up Cluster Jewels. Now, what you want to do is find a large jewel, a medium jewel, and a couple of smalls. Now, your large jewel is going to be a generalized damage boost, elemental damage, you get two-handed damage. The one I use in particular is this one here, fire damage. And we'll start from white. It's easy to start from white. Now, the first thing you want to do, use an orb of chance on it. That's not what you need. You're going to need these two orbs of scouring. Let's go another orb of chance. Okay, this is a good starting point. I'm going to whip out this orb of alteration and keep on spamming until... Okay, here we go. Cremator. This is a damage passive. 30% increased fire damage. But is wonderful. It's extremely strong. And you're going to want two of those, ideally, on a large jewel, and also two of them on a medium jewel. Only one on a small ones are your more utility stuff. But let's go until we have a good... Okay, Prismatic Heart. This is one of the best passives you can get on a large jewel. Usually only comes on elemental, but plus 10% elemental resistances, 30% increased elemental damage. So that's a good starting point. Then if you like the result, you're going to regal and exalt that so it's yellow and then put it in your tree. Now, there's one other thing that makes these jewels even better, is that these passives, like the Prismatic Heart, they stack. So if you find you're running fire damage and you find two fire damage jewels and you roll Prismatic Heart on both of them, you can stack them together to get double the effect. Let's have a look at how that looks like. So on my tree here, I've got two jewel sections. Down here is my first jewel setup. And you see on this large cluster jewel, I've got Prismatic Heart and Widespread Destruction. Now, Prismatic Heart is this one here. So plus 10 all resist and 30% increased elemental damage. Now, Widespread Destruction, what's that? That is 6% increased area of effect and 20% elemental damage. That's great. And up here, my other jewel setup, I have another one. And let's see what this has got. Oh, it's got Prismatic Heart and Widespread Destruction again. So, got the same ones. So, these are incredibly powerful. Stack up together like this. Really helpful to max out your resistances, obviously. Just with those two Prismatic Hearts, I'm getting 20. And let's not forget all the little passives in between are giving me attributes, damage, and fire damage. Small cluster jewels. This is one of the best ones you can find, is the Chaos Resistance one, because the base, each one of these little ones are giving me 15% Chaos res each. Well, actually 16, because it's 12 at base plus another 4. And this passive Student of Decay gives me 25% increased damage over time and another 13% to chaos, which is lovely. Let's have a look down at what other setup. Now we got spell suppression, elegant form, suppress spell damage, avoid elemental ailments. And down here we have insulated, which gives me max lightning res and some other stuff. But this is how you can nest all your jewels together by putting the large in the jewel slot here, and the medium in the jewel slot here, and a small. But being able to stack all these resistances in these large fire jewels is extremely strong. Like being able to get like double prismatic hearts, and you can just, if you find a really good passive on your jewel, try and find another one, try and find two and stack them together. You can get a lot of value out of these, especially solving your resistances. Chaos res. By having these cluster jewels, you can fairly easily, if you look at my chaos res at the moment, 75. I can easily cap chaos res in this. Well, that's it. Jewels are awesome. To boost the chance of jewels, on the Atlas tree, just look for the delirium nodes. And the earliest one is this one here. So you grab all these, and each of these are going to increase your chance of finding a mirror of delirium, and also increasing the chance of delirium scarabs. And ideally, you want to make your way up to this point here. If you look at these points, additional reward types, so that means you're going to get more drops in general from delirium, but these ones are really good as well. They're going to increase chance to drop the cluster jewels themselves. So go up the left side of the tree to, if you want to boost delirium. There's some. On a side note, the very first thing you should do in the Atlas tree is go up this way. All this stuff is okay, but what you want to do is make it to this one. Now, this is extremely helpful for surviving early. Monsters are going to be much tankier, but they have twice as much health, but they're going to do 25% less damage to you. So if you're having trouble surviving in maps, pick up this one and go up further until you get this one. This one is goated. Modifiers to quantity of items found in your maps instead apply to rarity of items found in your maps at 300% of their value. And this is really good because all maps have both rarity and quantity on them, and this is going to turn all that quantity into rarity. And if you want to add more quality, which increases those two amounts, the rarity and the quantity, just use a couple of these cardboard boxes. That's it.